Hi, I'm Tim Kohler with Rebath. Today we're at the Levine residence and we're going to tear out a shower and rebuild it. The customer's unhappy with the job that was done several years ago, so we're going to take it apart and we're going to rebuild it. Let's go check it out. The previous installation, they used panels on these walls and they covered over whatever's behind there, and we'll find that out a little bit later. But whatever material they used to adhere it to the wall, caulking or adhesive or whatever, it didn't last because look, now you can see the panel, it's not sticking to the wall like it should be. So eventually that's going to come off and cause even greater problems. So we'll find out what's behind there in just a minute. Okay. Today our installer is Aaron Pendergraph, and Aaron is going to be in charge of the whole process. He's going to take everything out and put everything back in. So Aaron, tell us, what are you going to do today?
What I'm going to do is take down these wall panels and see what's behind there and demo what needs to be taken out. And then I'll see what's going on with the base as well. We'll tear that out. And we'll get our new base installed, get the plumbing correct, and do a valve as well. And we'll set it all up for inspections and probably call it a day at that point.
Okay, so Aaron was just telling me something about this base, and apparently what they did was they just put a piece of plastic over top of it, never redid any of the drain work or anything, and so now, if you can see, if you step on that, Aaron, it's kind of squishy. And you can actually, right there, you can actually see a crack. So this thing is cracked, so it was never installed quite correctly, and I don't think that's a very good application just to put a piece of plastic over top of an existing shower base. Not sure what we'll find underneath there.
See how they formed it into the drain.
So what's the downside of that, Aaron?
Well, if water ever backed up into this drain at all, it would come up underneath the material and go underneath this.
So it's not really sealed the way that it should be sealed.
No.
Okay, Aaron just got the threshold torn out, and as you can see, we've got a lot of water damage here. And this was not apparent from the outside, so the only way you're going to know that if there is any water damage in there is by doing the tear out here. So unfortunately, the way this shower was designed before was not waterproof, because now we've got a bad threshold there. So and you can see where the tape that was used to hold these panels on, and even some of the tile is from the old shower is starting to come off as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what we find when Aaron does some more of the demolition here. Okay, so you can see here where this panel was put on, but look below here. Apparently they put just styrofoam insulation down here, and they may have had a water leak at one time, but instead of doing the job right and tearing out all the tile, they just took a shortcut and just put insulation in just to kind of fill that, and then put the panel right over top of that styrofoam insulation. So now we're going to try to take the shower base out, and as you can see, that threshold is pretty rotted. No telling what we're going to find under there. It looks like most of the damage was done right there. Well, it was stuck down pretty good, but apparently as good as it was stuck down, it didn't keep the water out.
There's the drain pocket that they had formed.
Yeah, see, that's kind of... I don't think that would be up to code.
No.
Rebath uses a compound that hardens like concrete to give added support to the shower base.
Alright, well, I finished tearing the rest of the tile out of the shower area, and we cleaned up the drain area as well. We cut the drain off underneath, extended it up so that we could put our shower base that has been custom made for us by Rebath to meet all the current codes and everything, and we've put the drain in as well, and once we got that hooked up, we filled it full of water so we could test it, make sure we're not leaking. And also we put a new valve in and have our test on it as well for the inspector. Alright, perfect. So like you can see it going in. You got pictures? Okay.
Can you tell us what was wrong with your shower before?
The whole floor buckled in, and the only way to repair it was to repair the whole shower, and it was causing damage to my whole house. Mold, and so it had to be done.
Well, Mrs. Levine, were you pleased with the work that Rebath did?
Oh, very pleased. They were clean, they were neat, they were on time. I mean, I really have no complaints.
Well, that's fantastic. We're glad to hear that.
Yes.
And I guess one last question. Would you hire us again to come back and do work?
Absolutely.
Or would you recommend us? Great.
Absolutely.
Well, Mrs. Levine, thank you so much for your time.